Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's second tutorial of our HTML and CSS course, and in this video we'll talk about HTML forms. In the last video about HTML, and in the next videos we will talk about CSS. So firstly, let me explain you what is HTML forms. For example, if we go to the facebook.com and we go to login or sign up page, we'll see this thing. This thing is HTML form. It contains two inputs, buttons, and even tag A. We talked about this tag in the previous video. I think that you know what it is. It's just a link. Okay. Let's consider the first tag using which we will create the form. Okay, first tag is form. It's a tag to wrap our form. Inside of this tag, we type different HTML tags to create the form. Okay, it's not so special. It contains some attributes, for example, action, method, and other stuff. You don't need to know it in this stage. Just know that it helps you to send data of this form, which people submit in this form, to the server. Okay, so and next tag is input. Okay, and it has the attribute type. Okay, let's save and check what it is. Sorry. Okay, here is this tag. We can type the text here, we can type some numbers, everything that you want to do, you can type here. And it's type text. We can also type set the attribute placeholder, and type the text here. Type the text. It's better just to show you what it is, than explain what it is. So, okay. It just text in background. If we click here and type something, as you can see, it disappears. So it's the attribute placeholder. Okay, let's go forward. And the next type is password. Password. Okay, let's save it and check. If we start typing the text here, you will not see this text. Okay, it's just like a password. For example, if we go to the Facebook and type the text here, as you can see, this input has type password. Okay, I guess everything is clear. Okay, we can also type the value of this input value. Okay, and let's type something here. And as you can see, for example, let's change it to text. As you can see, this value is just a text which we have typed. As we type text, it changes our attribute, but we can't see this. But we can type the attribute value and type the text here, which will be shown here as default. Okay, so let's create a new input with another type, and another type is radio. Okay, let's delete it, and at the same time let's consider another tag, which is label. For example, let's type for radio. And let's, for example, choose your car. Okay, and now let's just type like that, car 1. Let's repeat it. Type radio, okay. Car 1. Okay, let's save it and check it out. Okay, as you can see, we have this radius. But if we click to 1 and we don't want to select another one at the same time, we need to set another attribute, which is name. For example, let's type here just car. Let's type here the same name. And as we save it, and we will try to select this radius type, as you can see, it works. It because of this name. We just like group these inputs to one group. If we replace it, for example, like that, we type here another name, and we try to do the same thing. As you can see, it happens like it happened before we typed name. But usually we need to choose only one option. Okay. Firstly, let's type beer here. And here as well. Beer. Sorry. Okay, and as you can see, we moved out this radius down using tag br. We can also use tag for attribute checked, and if we save it, one of these elements will be selected by default. For example, we can change and check, for example, this one, and the first element will be checked. Okay, I guess everything is clear. And let's go to another attribute for input. We have a lot of different types of input. It's a really important tag. Let's just do it like that. Checkbox. Okay, and now we can just remove the name. Okay, let's create the div. It's block element, and we can put some elements inside of this div. Okay, let it be this checkbox, and let's create some labels. Okay, like that, and like that. Okay, there's 3. Car radio. Okay, let's do like that. And as you can see, we have this checkboxes. We can choose these boxes. Okay, and we can also add, for example, some check attributes, for example, like that. And if we save it, as you can see, it's checked by default. Okay, it's nothing hard. Now let's consider another tag, which is Textarea. If to be honest, I don't use it that often, but let's just consider it. Textarea. For example, let's type the text. Okay, let's just delete it. We don't need it for now. This is text area. We can make it wider or more narrow, and just like that. We can type text here, doesn't matter what. Okay, this is tag area. Everything is really simple. Now let's create another div and create a new tag, which is select. Okay, let's type the name here, for example, colors. And we also need to type the options here. Let's, for example, type here red, green, and blue. And type the same text here. And let's save it and check it out. Okay, it just looks like that. I guess everything is clear. It's really simple. We can also add here selected. Now we need to type selected, not checked. For example, selected, and as you can see, it's red. For example, if we add this attribute to green, and let's check it. Okay. As you can see, green instead of red. Here is the first option. Okay, and the last tag for today is button. Button. Okay, here is this tag. It's just a button, nothing special. We'll make it a lot more beautiful in the next videos, where we will talk about CSS. And I guess that's all for today, and now let's do some practice. And here's your practice. Try to do this by yourself and then check how I did it. But it's not necessary to do it if you did it exactly like that. If you did it, you're well done, and now you know HTML, at least basics, and you can do something by yourself, which is really cool. But now let's just head over to practice, and let me show you how I did this. Firstly, let's create a new project. Project 3. Let's create the index.html file, index.html file, okay. And let's open it. Okay. Let's create the default HTML structure. I did this with Emmet. And now let's let's create this input. Firstly, we need to create the form. Okay, you know this tag. I guess you know all tags that you need for now. Then let's create the paragraph and type their name and the input. With type text, and if we save it and check it, that's exactly like here. Paragraph has some margins here, so we have this gap here and here. It has some CSS styles using this. We'll talk about this later, okay? And let's create the div and put out this code inside. Okay. Let's do the same thing. Copy and password. And let's do the same type. Password. Save it. As you can see, this type is password. Now let's copy. Let's type here tell. And I also forgot to say about type, which is tell. If we type this tell, it will be like the just a text. But if we open our website in our smartphone, so it will look like that. Okay. If we save it and check it, okay, that works. So what we need to go then? Okay. Let's create a div. Type inside the paragraph 6. Okay. Select. It's not select. It's just radio. Input. Radio. Okay, name. Yes, as you remember, we need to put the same name for this radios to be able to check all of these radios. Now label for male. Okay, male and female. That works, but also let's just delete it and add the beer to move it down. Okay, looks nice. Now we need to create the text area. Div text area. Let's delete it. And let's just type here placeholder. Placeholder. Additional information. Check that works. It's an usual text area. Now your property. Let's create a new div. Feel free to create as much divs as you want to, because it's really important. we just divide all the sections using divs. Okay. Checkbox. Okay, let's just do just like that, without tag BR. House and let's say mod. Okay. Let's check it. Oh, let's check it here. Okay, that works. Now the favorite tag. Div. We need to select an option. P. Favorite color. Select. Okay. Green and blue. Let's check it. Okay, that works. But okay, and the last one is our button. Okay. Let's create the last div and put the button inside. Submit. Okay, and we have the same thing. Now it doesn't have the margin, but so as for now we don't know the CSS, so we can just add the paragraph here, and as you can see we have this margin here. It looks great, just like here. So now that's all, and in the next video we will do some CSS and you'll be able to create really beautiful things. Okay, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.